Do you ever feel like the older you get, the harder it is to make friends? As a kid, it was so simple. Just walk up to someone and say, "Wanna play?" And bam, instant friendship. But now, as adults, it's a whole different ballgame. Work, responsibilities, and that little voice in your head saying, "Don't look desperate," make forming connections feel, well, kinda awkward. So what happened to that childhood magic? Did it vanish forever? Spoiler alert, it didn't. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to bring back that superpower to form deep, meaningful friendships. We'll talk about breaking through the fear of vulnerability and creating bonds that can genuinely change your life. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this. Remember how effortless friendships felt when we were kids? One smile, a toy swap, or a simple, "Can I play with you?" was all it took to turn strangers into besties. Back then, there were no packed schedules, no fear of judgment, and definitely no overthinking. It was all about spontaneity, authenticity, and a little sprinkle of magic. But then adulthood came knocking, bringing its baggage, work, commitments, responsibilities, and just like that, the ease of making friends seemed to vanish into thin air. Suddenly, building connections feels more like scaling a mountain than swapping toys on a playground. Here's the thing, that magical ability to form friendships, it's still there. It didn't disappear, it's just hiding under layers of grown-up chaos. The rules have changed though. In adulthood, friendships don't just happen anymore. They take intention, effort, and yes, a bit of vulnerability. It means stepping out of your comfort zone, carving out time in your busy schedule, and sometimes facing those emotional walls you've built over the years. And while it sounds like a lot of work, here's the silver lining. As adults, we get to choose our people. The ones we want in our corner, the ones we want to care for, and the ones who make this crazy thing called life feel just a little lighter. Isn't that kind of beautiful? Recognizing that adult friendships require vulnerability and effort is the first step to bringing back that magic. Instead of waiting for random chance to do the work, we're called to nurture our connections with intention and care. That means being brave enough to take the first step to say, "I care," and to open up, even when life tries to toughen us up. Because here's the thing, friendships aren't just some distant memory of a simpler time. They're living proof that we can still connect in deep, meaningful ways, even in the chaos and complexity of adulthood. And honestly, that's pretty magical. Let's face it, one of the biggest barriers to making friends as an adult is the fear of being vulnerable. How many times have you caught yourself thinking, "What if I seem too needy? What if they don't like me?" These thoughts are like little mental traps that keep us stuck in our safe, cozy bubble of comfort. But here's the thing, while you're sitting there, stressing about whether someone will accept you, guess what? A whole bunch of other people around you are feeling the exact same way. That's right, folks. We're all in the same boat. A boat filled with people craving connection but too scared to make the first move. Let's be honest, putting yourself out there is awkward. Saying something like, "Hey, I'd love to spend more time with you," or "I really need someone to talk to right now," feels like standing on a stage in your underwear. It's uncomfortable, sure, but those words, they're insanely powerful. They send a clear message. I care enough to be real with you. And what happens more often than not? The other person breathes a quiet sigh of relief and thinks, finally, someone said it. Because deep down, we're all looking for the same thing, to be seen, heard, and accepted exactly as we are. Here's the twist. Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's courage. Every time you take that leap and open up, you're doing something brave. Sure, it might feel risky or even downright terrifying at first, but think of it like planting a seed. In the beginning, it's tiny, fragile, and you're not entirely sure it'll grow. But with time, patience, and a little mutual care, that small act of openness can blossom into something truly beautiful. Of course, there are no guarantees. Being vulnerable doesn't come with a 100% success rate. Sometimes it'll get a little messy. Sometimes it might even feel one-sided. But here's the magic. It's in those imperfect, raw, and honest moments that real friendships are built. So why does it matter? Because the friendships that truly enrich our lives aren't the ones that happen by accident. They're the ones that require a little courage, a bit of discomfort, and a whole lot of showing up as your authentic self. Vulnerability might feel like a risk, but in reality, it's an investment in something that can make life infinitely more fulfilling. Remember how easy it was to make friends as a kid? Friendships just happened. One minute you're in gym class, the next you're declaring someone your best friend because they also like pizza. Back then, it was all about proximity. School, soccer practice, the neighborhood. Friendships felt effortless, like they were just part of the package deal. But adulthood? Oh, it's a whole different story. Friendships don't just magically appear anymore, they take something extra. Intention. Yep, that means putting in the work, being mindful, making an effort, and sometimes stepping out of your comfort zone. It's not about waiting for friendships to happen, it's about creating them. Let's be real. Life as an adult is chaotic. Between work meetings, grocery runs, and trying to remember if you paid that one bill, you did, right? Finding time for friendships can feel impossible. But here's the thing, friendships don't need grand gestures or all the time in the world. What they do need is consistency. It's the little things that matter. Send that text you've been meaning to. Invite someone out for coffee, even if you're not sure they'll say yes. Look for opportunities, big or small, to connect with the people who matter to you. Because let's be honest, those tiny actions, they add up. Over time, they create the kind of bonds that make all the effort so worth it. It sounds simple, right? But let's be honest, it's a challenge. Modern life moves at the speed of light, and it's so easy to fall into the trap of thinking friendships will just happen. Spoiler alert, they don't. The friendships that truly matter, they take effort. They thrive when nurtured. When you put in the time and care, you're sending a powerful message. You matter to me. And that intentionality lays the groundwork for something solid, something real. Friendships aren't built on random strokes of luck or dramatic movie moments. They're built on the little things, those daily choices to show up, to check in, to say, hey, I'm here. So why not take the first step? Instead of waiting for friendships to magically appear, be the one to make it happen. Schedule that coffee date with a friend you've been meaning to catch up with. Shoot someone a text to see how they're doing, or join a group that shares your hobbies. It's like planting seeds in fertile soil. Sure, these might seem like small gestures, but they have the power to completely change the game. When you invest time and energy, friendships don't just grow, they flourish. They dig deep roots, becoming a vital part of your life. And the best part? The more you give, the stronger they get. So take the leap, because the friendships you build today might just be the ones that carry you through the years to come. We live in a hyper-connected world, just a few clicks away from anyone, anytime. Sounds great, right? But here's the twist. All that digital connectivity doesn't always translate to emotional closeness. Social media, with its constant notifications and endless stream of updates, can trick us into feeling connected. I mean, how many times have you liked someone's photo or sent a quick, hey, how's it going? Thinking, yep, I'm totally keeping in touch. But let's be real, those quick interactions often don't fill that need for real connection. You can scroll for hours, double tap all day, and still feel, well, lonely. It's not that technology is the enemy, it's how we're using it. Here's the thing, technology is a tool, not a substitute for real connection. It can absolutely be a bridge, but only if we're intentional about it. Instead of just lurking on someone's profile or leaving a heart emoji on their post, how about taking it a step further? Invite that old friend for a video call. Instead of commenting on their vacation pics with looks fun, try starting a real conversation, one where you actually connect beyond the screen. Don't underestimate the power of live conversation, even if it's virtual. A heartfelt chat over Zoom or FaceTime can do wonders to rekindle friendships and strengthen bonds. It's not about ditching technology, it's about using it as a tool to deepen relationships, not just skim the surface. Because at the end of the day, it's those genuine connections that make all the difference. Here's the cool part. Technology isn't just about keeping up, it's also a gateway to new ways of connecting. Think about it. WhatsApp groups, online forums, and social media communities can be more than just places to share memes or argue about the best pizza toppings. It's pepperoni, by the way. They can actually lead to something bigger. What if that group chat turned into a real-life meetup? Or those online communities you follow inspired you to join a local event? The possibilities are endless. Taking those digital connections offline can be a game changer, turning surface-level interactions into genuine face-to-face friendships. The trick? Don't let technology be the wall between you and real connections. Instead, use it as a tool, a catalyst for making the friendships you already have stronger or for building new ones. Whether it's organizing a group hangout or finally meeting that online friend in person, tech can be the bridge that brings people closer. When used intentionally, technology has the power to take us from scrolling through endless feeds to sharing real moments with people who matter. So why not let it work for you? After all, a little effort can turn distant acquaintances into lifelong friends. In the whirlwind of adult life, it's easy to think that building friendships requires grand gestures or extraordinary moments. But here's the truth. The deepest, longest-lasting friendships often start with the smallest, most ordinary actions. A simple, hey, how's it going, can be the spark that lights the way to a genuine connection. Sometimes, all it takes is a single exchange to open doors we didn't even know were there. Doors that lead to trust, vulnerability, and something truly meaningful. These small gestures, they're like planting seeds that grow into something much bigger with time, care, and consistency. Adulthood comes with its fair share of challenges, and loneliness can often feel like an unwanted companion. But here's the silver lining. It also gives us the power to choose. We get to decide who we want to spend our time with and where we invest our emotional energy. Instead of waiting for friendship to fall into our laps, we can take the first step. It could be as simple as inviting someone out for coffee or picking up the phone to check in on them. These seemingly small acts of genuine interest hold incredible power. When we set aside a bit of time to nurture these connections, we discover that friendships aren't just about having company. They're about creating a space for mutual growth, support, and exchange. The little things done with intention can transform relationships into something that enriches every aspect of our lives. The secret to building lasting friendships in adulthood isn't about grand plans or big cinematic moments. It's about showing up in the little ways that count. It's the text you send just to check in, the casual, "Hey, want to grab a coffee?" or the time you really truly listen when someone shares what's on their mind. These small actions, that's where the magic happens. So don't wait for the perfect moment or some over-the-top opportunity to connect. Invest in what's right in front of you. A friendly smile, a thoughtful word, or even a simple gesture that says, "Hey, I care." These little things may seem small, but they're what make friendships real, meaningful, and able to stand the test of time, even in the chaotic mess of adult life. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how big your gestures are. It's about how often you show up, even in the smallest ways. And those tiny, consistent actions, they're what build the friendships that make life richer, fuller, and just a little bit easier to navigate. So, how does it feel to know that deep, meaningful friendships are still possible, even as an adult? As we've seen, the key lies in intention, vulnerability, and those small, everyday actions. The magic of friendship isn't gone. It's just waiting to be rediscovered. It's right there, ready for you to tap into, the moment you choose to invest in the connections that truly matter. No matter how hectic life gets, there's always room for a new bond, a new friend. So why not take that first step today? Who knows? Maybe that life-changing friendship you've been hoping for is closer than you think. Now I want to hear from you. How have you been nurturing your friendships as an adult? Drop a comment below and share your experience. Your story might just inspire someone else. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Remember, true friendships often start with the simplest of gestures.